Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband's Paul. We're so happy you have joined us today. Today we're going to be sharing 5 hacks, tips, hints that will help you stay focused, stay on budget, save money when times are stressful, when times are super busy, when times are chaotic. Listen, let's be honest. Every single one of us find it easier to save money when things are calm and things are going our way and everything is just flowing. It's times when things get shaken up a bit or our world has a little tilt to it that we weren't expecting that we really need to buckle down, be conscious of how we're spending our money. We need to maintain stability, and most of all, we need to take care of ourselves while this is all going on. As many of you know that follow us on a regular basis, Paul's dad has been going through some health issues. Paul and I have really had to step up our game to be available for him, whether physically, emotionally, whatever it may be that he needs. And up until just recently, he was living in a very big home. Now we need to maintain that home while he's not in it. So there's just a lot on our plates right now, and we thought this was a perfect time to share a video like this. Your situation may be different. Maybe you are dealing with having 4 kids at home and you're homeschooling. Who's got ballet one night and who's got soccer, and your world is just really busy right now. Or you may be getting ready for the holidays, that you may have a house full of company coming. There are so many scenarios when it comes to things getting super busy. I want to preface this video by saying these tips and hints are not only for stressful times in our lives. They are tips and hints that will help you live a frugal, intentional, slow, old-fashioned lifestyle. Because we incorporate these 5 things all the time in our lives, but now we have really ramped them up. Any of these can be used anytime to save money and just live really your best life. The number 1 tip that we both can share with you is to please try to keep to your normal routine as much as possible. Despite the busyness of our lives at this time, the importance of keeping up with daily chores that we have and we enjoy doing, such as making the bread or keeping up with old-fashioned homemaking skills, should continue as much as possible. That includes going to bed at your regular time, waking up when you usually wake up, trying to have as many meals at home as you can through this period, maintaining your home, keeping it clean and orderly, paying your bills. And as I always tell you, my best friend right here, my happy planner, I write everything down. Why does this help? Why does this work? Because when you stick to your normal routine through all this going on, it is grounding you. You are experiencing stability and normalcy that you have always experienced. So by keeping that going, by just staying focused on your everyday tasks, gives such a sense of purpose and accomplishment. So how does that save you money? It saves you money by keeping you clear-headed. There is nothing we all want to do more when we are overwhelmed. Get online and buy little trinkets and baubles and fun things to make us feel better. But when we have fed ourselves properly, when we have slept properly, when we have accomplished what we need to do in our own home, we are much more apt to make really sound financial decisions. Number 2, prep as much food as you can for your meal times when you are able. I can tell you 5 things right off the bat that I would encourage you to do if you eat these foods. First of all, boil up some eggs so you have hard-boiled eggs in the refrigerator for egg salad, to put on top of salads, to eat just as a snack. Make a big green salad. Do not dress it. Don't put oil and vinegar on it. Just put a napkin on and then the cover. Keep it in the refrigerator. And you have a fresh green salad to eat off of for a couple of days. Get a can of tuna, a can of chicken, and prepare a chicken or tuna salad. Keep it in the refrigerator just so it's ready to go. Any kind of breakfast foods you can make, maybe pancakes, waffles ahead of time, and stick those in the freezer to pop out when you need them. If you make bread like we do, maybe make 2 loaves instead of 1 and stick 1 in the freezer. Take a large piece of protein and put it in the crock pot and then eat off of that for several days. I'll link my video down below where we did that exact thing with a turkey breast. And we ate off of it for several days. It was perfect. Slice some carrots, onions, and celery, and just keep them in a container in the refrigerator. That is a base already for your soups and stews when you saute them with a little butter or olive oil. There are so many ways within 30 minutes that you can prep food to have later. Our crock pot throughout this time has been our dearest friend. I can't tell you, I don't think I've ever used the crock pot as much as I have used it recently. Right now, I'm going to show you one of the recipes we made. This one was a winner. It's super delicious. Cozy, comfy for this cold time of year. You can just put it in the crock pot while you go about doing what you need to in your home. So let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen. Today we're going to be making crock pot unstuffed cabbage rolls. I think this is going to be a perfect cold weather meal. We just put everything together in the pot and just let it cook. So the first thing we have here is a 1/2 cup of brown rice, and I rinsed it to get some of the starch off. You can use white rice, and the recipe even said minute rice, but I don't have anything like that. But I will link the original recipe down below. I have 2 cups of my homemade beef stock. You could use chicken stock as well. I have a pound of ground beef that I sauteed, cooked, and then drained. I got about 1/4 of an onion that we just chopped up, 2 cloves of garlic that I'm going to mince. Now we like our stuffed cabbage with a little bit of brown sugar. So this is 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. It gives it that sweet and sour kind of taste. We've got about 6 cups of chopped cabbage and a 14.5 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes. This has garlic and olive oil in it, but you can use plain. And we'll just add some salt and pepper to taste. Super easy. It's just a mix and go. So let's assemble this. Before we add everything to the crock pot, I have my broth there, and I'm going to add the brown sugar and the vinegar right here, and I'm going to give it a whisk just to dissolve this all together. First thing we're going to do is put our cabbage in, our ground beef. Now you definitely could have sauteed the onion and the garlic when you sauteed the ground beef, but honestly, I forgot to do it. But this is going to work out just fine as well. Cabbage is such an inexpensive vegetable, and I think sometimes we overlook it in the grocery store. Now I'm pouring my liquid over. This is homemade stock, so there's some pieces of beef on the bottom. We're adding our can of diced tomatoes and then our rice. And now we're going to mix this all together. And while it cooks down, we have to remember the cabbage is going to release water as well. If you find that it is too thick, definitely add a little bit of water. I'm just scraping down the sides. We don't want it to burn. We're starting this a little late. It's already 12 o'clock. So I am going to put this on high, and I'm going to check it in about 3 or 4 hours. Make sure the rice is tender, the cabbage is soft. How delicious is this going to be with a dollop of sour cream on top? So that's it. Let's just let this cook. This cooked for 4 hours on high. Oh wow, this looks great. Look how much it made. Remember, every crock pot is different, so you're gonna wanna keep an eye on yours. Let's dish this up. What a perfect cold weather meal. We like ours with just a little bit of sour cream on it. So delicious. What a perfect comforting meal. I am loving my crock pot through this season of my life. Paul had a great idea. We could use this in taco shells as well. Delicious, perfect. The rice is cooked. Everything came together. Those flavors are amazing. Stuffed cabbage, homemade, only it's unstuffed with less work, but all the flavor. Number 3, make sure you make time for doing things that you enjoy. Even though this may be a super busy, stressful time in your life right now, you need to, I cannot stress that enough, carve out time for things that you enjoy or just things that make your life a little bit easier. One of the ways we do that is we volunteer. Paul and I volunteer at a local theater. Throughout these last several months, as we have dealt with a lot with Paul's mom passing and now, helping his dad, we have found such joy in volunteering at the local theater. There is nothing better than knowing that Saturday night you have to get dressed. You're going to go see people that are out having a wonderful time. You're going to be able to give back to the community. And it's a win-win all around. You get to see a great show. This has been such a blessing to us. Get involved or find something that really brings you joy. It may be meeting your friends out once a week for a breakfast. It may be having people over on a Friday night just to chat and have some cheese and crackers. Whatever it is, you have to carve out time to be kind to yourself and have a little bit of fun. But we're going to say this, make sure it is something free or extremely inexpensive, because finding your joy in $100 dinner and a $30 movie is not going to be conducive to saving money and for your peace of mind, because when you are done having that dinner and when you are done watching that movie, you have now just spent $130 when you could have done something probably for $10 that would have been just as much fun. Another way that we are kind to ourselves right now is by making life easier. Along with food prepping, we picked up 2 Tree Tavern pizzas. These are our favorite frozen pizza. They were on sale at ShopRite this week. We grabbed 2 instead of 1. It is much cheaper than eating out. We know it's here in the freezer if we need it. With a green salad, you have a perfect meal. And I always tell you all, keep a frozen pizza in your freezer for times when you just don't feel like cooking. You need to find inexpensive ways, please, to have a good time. Relax. Let your shoulders drop, laugh, have fun. By finding time to just be with people who bring you joy is a gift unto itself. If you are thinking of volunteering, there are so many places, animal shelters, thrift stores, nonprofit agencies. People are always looking for help. It's a wonderful way to give back and also have a great sense of community. Number 4, you want to save money, you want to think clearly, and just a sense of wonder? Get outside for a little while. This costs you barely anything. Even if you take a chair and sit it on your deck, on your patio, your lanai. Now, I'm not telling you to do this if it's 30 degrees outside, but if you still have fairly nice weather, just try to get outside, get some sunshine, breathe that air, and look at the wonder of everything that is out there, and remember who to thank for it all. Paul and I the other day were feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So what did we do? We got in the car and we went for a drive. just in our area. And I pulled out the camera and I'm like, stop here, stop there, let me film this, look at this. I wanted to share a little clip of what we were witnessing. We came home from our little staycation that only lasted about an hour, and we were totally refreshed. We totally had a different perspective. We were calm, and we just felt like we had been on vacation, honestly. Let me show you what I filmed while we were out and about on our back to nature little drive-through. Number 5, another thing that has really helped us, calmed us, and even has healing properties to our soul is after 5 o'clock at night. We know things are going to get calmer. We know that the doctors after 5, unless God forbid it's something really serious, are not going to call you about paperwork or test results or things like that. In our area, after 5, you don't get phone calls from businesses and things like that. So we took that time and made it our own. That was the time we would open up our Bibles and read them. That is the time we would put some silly show on TV and literally tune out for an hour or two. This is the time when Paul and I talk. Basically, what we're doing is shutting the outside world out for a little while. We are not watching the news. We are not going online to shop. We are not going to the mall to walk around or the dollar store. This is our time to just decompress. And this is also the time we spend with Dixie Belle. We play with her. We just hold her. She sits on the couch with us while we read. We rub her belly. We just love on her. Let me tell you, there is nothing better than the unconditional love of a pet. And Dixie is just such a blessing. Again, this replaces the act of spending money to find joy. You can buy all the pretty things in the world, but you need to have that inner peace. You need to figure out what works for you and then go with that. Something that hopefully doesn't cost you money. So we hope this video was helpful. These are just 5 simple things that we have been doing to save money, to stay grounded, to keep our peace, to connect with God. All these wonderful things that keep us focused on our frugal journey. And like we said earlier, these are not just tips to use through stressful times. These are great tips to use anytime to live an intentional, focused life. Today's question of the day: when things get stressful for you, what is your number 1 tip? What do you do to ground yourself, to find peace, to find joy? And it has to be something other than spending money. We thank you so much for sharing this time with us today. We ask that you please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. We would love to have you join our family. And if you have not been receiving notifications that we're putting videos out, please go to our homepage, Frugal Money Saver on YouTube. Make sure you're still subscribed and make sure that bell is clicked for all. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.